Hi, I'm Allison the Crocheter.
And I'm Vivian the Knitter, and this is the Keep Calm and Carry Yarn podcast.
Hello, and welcome to episode 143 of Keep Calm and Carry Yarn. This is a knitting and crochet podcast hosted by me, Allison, and my mom, Vivian. I'm recording from Scotland.
And I'm recording from Michigan. Is that it? Did I forget something?
No,
okay.
You're supposed to say, thanks so much.
Thank you so much for joining us, whether you're listening to us on a podcast app or watching us on YouTube. Yay.
That part's important because then it lets people know that we're available on YouTube as a video, hello, but also on podcast apps just as audio format, in case you don't want to look at our faces.
Oh my gosh, I don't know what yeah, I think my brain's still sick. I got sick again. So, yeah.
Well, I'm recording a bit later than normal. When you do my full screen, you'll be able to see just like the edge of my ring light, which I'm using to like light up.
That's a big giant ring light too. Actually, I don't know what I guess.
Yeah, it's like this big, which basically like my arms. That's what I'm doing. My arms in a circle. It's a big ring light. And I still haven't figured out my setup that
well, everybody's seeing your new your new room.
My new office.
So
I think the last time we recorded, there were just boxes behind me. Now there's a couch, the same shelves, but with my stuff on it, and the big project, which you won't be able to see, but we, as in me and Sam, installed wood floors all by ourselves, and I think it turned out okay.
Yeah.
But
good job. It looks. I mean,
my thing is. No, I was gonna say I normally like to set up my cameras and things so that I've got my phone, which is recording me, and then I've got my computer where I'm talking to you on. But I normally try to get that
close
together as possible, so that when I'm looking at you, it doesn't look like I'm like looking off camera. Like,
oh yeah, I think people know because even when I'm
separated,
my recording device is right here, and you're over here, and so I can when I'm doing the video editing, I can see like my eyes going back and forth. It's fine.
Glancing, yeah.
I mean, sometimes I forget, and I just look at you the whole entire time I'm talking, and then I was like, oh wait, I should be looking at the camera. But it's fine.
Look at yourself.
I don't like looking at myself.
But will we jump into some whips?
Yes. Do you have a lot of whips? I can't remember the last time we spoke.
I don't have a lot. I have one knitting and one crochet. I'll talk about the crochet one first because I haven't done much. So this is my archive cal project.
I forgot about that.
I think I've probably only done like a few rows since the last time I talked about it. It's just been sort of hibernating, and so I picked it back up just only a couple nights ago. So just as a reminder, this is the Acre sweater by Judith brand, I think, in Pom Pom. But I have
it looks so
essentially recharted it to have different yarns. So instead of fingering weight yarn, I'm using a fingering weight and a lace weight mohair silk held together, so it's a bit chunkier. And it is in tarja, like a geometric intarsia with like color blocks, angular color blocks.
It looks really squishy.
It's very squishy. And then that's all I got. Back. So it's just a little skinny part of the back. So it's worked sideways, so it kind of has that like faux ribbed look. So it's worked sideways, and you do the back and the front panels, and then the sleeves separately. So in this back panel, I have essentially just reached where I'm going to start doing neck hole decreases. So I've got the shoulder down.
Okay.
So that's that, and so the colors I'm using is a natural off-white, a charcoal gray, and then like a sage green. And ever since I've painted we've got 2 built-in bookshelves, Edinburgh presses, just like this, in the living room. I originally painted them like a terracotta orangey color, but then the more I lived with it, the more I thought it looked too brown because we've got some original interior shutters that are just bare wood and it's brown, and it's very similar browny terracotta color to what I painted the bookshelves, and I didn't want the bookshelves to look like they were wood, so I've repainted them white with a sage green quite similar to this background. Sometimes when I look at it, I'm like, does it look green or does it look gray? And so I'm starting with this. I mean, I think, if somebody just presented this to you as like, so this is my gray yarn, you might be like, yeah, sure, that looks gray. So my mind has just been doing that with like all types of sagey greens recently.
It definitely looks
Anyway.
very gray in the camera, in the screen. So
it looks very gray to my eyes in person. So that's my crochet project, and this is my crochet / knitting project. This is the Sutton Shawlette.
Oh,
I can't really show it to you very well because it's on the needles now, and it's
you need a longer cord. Oh no, you can just transfer those stitch. Oh, just transfer those little bit of stitches onto the other needle so you can set the end. Okay. So we can see it better.
It's easier to see. Transfer. But so this is just.
Is it like
the yarn was
bandana? Am I remember that?
Yeah, sort of like a bandana mini shawlette pattern. I think in some of the pictures, the designer is wearing it like a bandana on her head. Okay, yeah, sorry. There we go. So it's just triangular. The inner triangle is granny. It's like kind of like a half of a granny square.
Yeah.
Granny stripe. And then it's just
knitted.
What is
garter stitch?
Garter stitch. Just a garter stitch border. But I thought that it's essentially a square that's been sliced.
A half square triangle.
Right,
it's a half square triangle.
It's a right angle at the bottom. And I wanted it to be a bit more shallow just because the rate it was growing at, I was like, it's going to have like quite a deep V. Depending like on which way I want to wear it and stuff. So I started doing short rows, I guess, with essentially I've got this much yarn left for 1/2. So I've been doing Japanese short rows.
Oh, German short. Are you using a stitch marker or are you not using a stitch marker for the short rows? Markers. Oh, okay.
Well, just to mark where I've done them. So essentially, sorry, I'm not very good at explaining because I'm not as experienced of a knitter, and this is
Japanese short rows is essentially German short rows, but there's an added step where you take the loop, you put the stitch marker on the extra loop, and then when you get to it, you take that loop and you put it back on the needle.
That's what I've been doing.
But the result is the same as a German short row.
German. Okay. So I've been doing that. So when I'm working towards the ends of the short rows.
So you want to make it like more curved?
More shallow, like a shallower angle. So instead of, the angle being like a right angle, it would be more of an obtuse angle.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? I could finish it and be like, ugh, why did I do that? But I finished one side. So I ended up doing nine short row. I don't know, 9. There were 9 stitch markers.
Yeah, okay.
I was going to say decreases, but...
You're not decreasing anything.
No, yeah. So when I decided I was going to do that, I split my ball in half. So I knew like how much I could work on one side before doing the next side. That's how I did that. So I've been working on this a bit because I've been going over to my friend's house to rewatch Heartstopper on Netflix. And so I've been working on this while I'm watching.
Oh, the kid on Hearts. Is it Heartstopper? That's in...
He's in Agatha all along. Yeah. People have been making the joke because in season 2, he comments that Nick likes Marvel and doesn't have good taste in movies.
And he's in...
he's in a Marvel TV show.
Madeline did mention that to me while we were watching Agatha. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, so I don't actually know if it'll be big enough to wear as like a... Oh, no, it will be.
That's lovely.
I look like I've got a bonnet on. Like a little bonnet, don't I? Sorry, just put it on my head. So, yeah, those are my 2 whips.
Okay,
What are you working on?
I'm working on... I'm still working on my Mitten Advent calendar, and I finished 13 before I went to Florida. It's 13. So it's
nice.
It's red and gray and like an off-white. But I did mess up a little bit. There's supposed to be squares here, but some of them aren't quite squares.
It looks like a
or something. Like, it's fine. I don't really care. So, but yeah. I mean, it looks fine. I did the loop, and I did bring down all of my other ones. I guess I didn't. There's one that I haven't sewn in the stitches. So yeah, look at all these.
You finished all of those since?
No, these are the other 12.
Oh, these are just all your mittens. Sorry.
So I have 11 more to go. I'm not going to finish it because there's other things I want to do. Yeah, I did cast on for 14, but there's nothing to look at other than the color of yarn, and I don't even remember what color I picked, but that's still upstairs.
Yeah.
So I have 3 whips. The other whip is I haven't shown it to you yet. I don't think it's the Tourist Shawl by Raina K. You know, the designer that I keep that does the beautiful brioche.
Oh yeah, you mimicked me. Somebody mimicked Madeline.
I did.
Emily mimicked me about my attitude. Oh yeah.
No, and then I said, "It's the same." That's what you say. But this is the. I've never done a lace weight brioche. It's lace weight, and it's alpaca, so it's slightly fuzzy. Man, is it slippery! I don't know. It's probably the fact that it's lace weight, and I'm using metal needles. It was just driving me crazy. I mean, I kept like dropping stitches left and right because of how slippery it was. But it looks really good on camera.
Does it not look good off camera?
I mean, it looks a little like wrinkly.
Like it needs to be blocked?
So that the yarn is...
Okay. I still maintain that it looks...
Shut up!
But I can it looks different because it's lace weight. Like it doesn't look as
chunky,
thick, But like the actual designs, like
the
directions that the
they're so mean.
But it looks lovely.
It's a discontinued. I think it's a classic elite yarn. Oh no, maybe not. It's a Misty alpaca lace. That's what it is. That's what and I made quite a bit of progress because I think I was all the way down at this yarn, this stitch marker all the way down here when I was talking to Emily. So I did all of that in Florida. I was there for a week and I was there for 10 days. So I got quite a bit done, but it's lace weight. So even though it's quite a bit, it's still not a lot because it's so tiny.
Yeah, is it a small shawl or?
No, it's not a small shawl. Okay. So this is gonna go on.
You'll be working on it
I'll
for a
be
while.
working on it for a while. Yeah. So, yeah, there's that. And then I started a new whip. So I decided to make a stocking for Jillian's husband, because I'm pretty sure he doesn't have one. And I was like looking around at patterns, and I decided I'm just going to make him a matching one because I still have the yarn to Jillian's. So here's Jillian's, and I remember when I worked on it, it was when we were in the temporary place in Virginia before I moved into the house. So that was 4 years ago. So here's Jillian's. It looks beautiful, right? So
Wait, why do you have it though?
Because it was hanging in my house.
I guess you have my stocking as well, so I don't know why I'm asking that.
So I just dropped it. Hang on.
So yeah, for our listeners, it's a geometric
triangles, and I know I had a hard time with, not a hard time, but I thought I memorized the chart, but I didn't, because like these triangles are taller than I thought, and I made like really squat triangles. I ended up having to rip like a few of those out when I was working on this one. Yeah. So so I remember that. So I kept that in mind. So, but then in my Ravelry notes, it didn't indicate what size needles I used. So usually when I don't put in what size needles, it means I use the recommended needles. Yeah. Well, guess what? I didn't.
Is it really big?
It's so big. And I was like, I was working. So it's the stocking. It has afterthought heels. So here's a heel, bottom up, and then with a provisional cast on. And then when you're done with the body, you put the provisional stitches back on the needle, and then you do the toe, the decreases for the toe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to redo this whole damn thing because
So that whole bleep thing. Sorry, we don't swear that often on this podcast, but you got that far before you realized actually it's too big?
I did this. So I did this in Florida. I cast on, and then I left.
I see.
For Florida, and then I was like maybe this much. I did this much in Florida, and then I finished it up.
You've done the majority of the stocking.
And then I was like, I'm gonna pull out the old one and look at it together. Last night, before I went to bed, as I was doing the I-cord edging.
The I-cord, yeah. So you could just have Wally's be bigger.
I'm not gonna do that. So I figured what happened, because I am a loose knitter. I knew that going into the project the first time around, and it calls for size 7s. So 4 years ago, I only had one pair of size 7 needles, and they were my whatever. Yeah, not even these. I didn't buy my Chagu needles yet. So I was like, well, I'm a loose knitter anyway, so I should just go down a couple sizes. So I was looking at the picture of the in progress picture, and this needle is attached to it with another Knit Picks needle. So I only have one pair of these needles with the blue cord. These are size 5s.
So so you use size 5s.
Based off of that picture.
So you could have looked at the picture.
I didn't really think about it because I've accumulated more needles since 4 years.
Yeah. But are those still the only? How many needles do you have that fit that cord?
This is a fixed. This is a fixed. That's why
fixed.
I knew.
So yeah, you would have been able.
But I had the.
Oh no.
I mean, so it took me about a week to do this. So that's my tragedy that I had mentioned before we... It is a tragedy.
I definitely feel like it is a tragedy. And I think that's maybe like a personality marker. Do you just carry on or do you rip it out and start again? Because definitely there will be people who are like, no, this is just going to be bigger.
No, I can't do that. And plus, I don't like the fabric as much anyway. I mean, I do like the tighter fabric.
It's not as sturdy.
It's tighter, right?
Yeah.
Well, at least I already did the chart for the name. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because in okay, that's my tragedy. So I'm not even gonna rip this out yet, because I still have enough of yarn to cast on.
Start.
Because guess what I did? I wove in the ends on not the bottom part. The bottom part from here to here, the ends are all woven in. I mean, and then I stopped doing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you had woven in all the ends, would you still rip it out?
I'm gonna rip it out eventually. I'm gonna need the yarn because I won't have enough.
Yeah. But I'm saying if you had woven in all the ends before you realized, would you still be like, I'm gonna rip this all out?
Yeah, because I don't have enough yarn.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and also I don't want to keep this one, keep it this big, because it just looks stupid. It's like a giant stocking next to Jillian's stocking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, that's my tragedy.
No other whips?
3's enough. I didn't work on. I haven't worked on my.
No, I'm just checking before we moved on.
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah. Let's have a little bit of fun. Move on from this tragedy. I picked today's quiz, and it's not a BuzzFeed quiz. It's just a random, funny little quiz that somebody made, where you find out what your veggie ideas, and it's like a choose your own adventure story. So it might be a little long or weird trying to go through it, but we'll start together.
Oh, so you want me to start together?
Yeah. Do you have your screenshots, or because I have my screenshots open because I can see how I answered it.
Yeah, I have it. I can open it in a different tab.
Yeah. Okay. So the first question is it's not even a question. Once upon a time, okay, you and your veggie friends want to hang out in Veggieville. What snacks are you
Where
bringing?
are you seeing that? Mine.
That's the first question.
Mine just says, "What vegetable are you?" Start. Oh, I have to hit start. Okay. Do we say what we pick?
I'm bringing crackers and cheese.
Me too. That's what I picked.
Okay. The one option that I wasn't going to go with was cucumbers and carrots because that's cannibalism. Okay. Where are you guys going to go?
The beach.
Okay, I'm going to a cute bookstore, so this is obviously where it's gonna
veer off. So do we read the other options?
Yeah. No, I think
okay.
It'll be long enough anyway. Will I go through mine at the bookstore and then you can go through yours?
Sure.
So many books to choose from. What catches your eye first? A whimsical, heartwarming slice of life novel. There are a couple of events going on today at the bookstore. Which do you go to? I'm going to a book scavenger hunt around the store for a free prize. And then I think probably everybody gets this question. As you leave the bookstore, an insurmountable gust of wind lifts you up. Everyone is buffeted in a vortex, up and up. And my response is, Air 404, Veggie Brain is in a state of panic. Do you also have that question? That bit of the story? The tornado?
Similar, but there's like something scary that's gonna suck you up or something.
Okay. So do you want to tell us about the beach?
Oh, the beach. After gearing up with sunglasses and sunscreen, what beach activity are you looking forward to? And I said, set up a beach picnic. And then it says, the sun feels so nice. Everyone is having a blast. You start to think, woohoo! I start to think, this is fun. I'm grateful for my friends. Suddenly, a large shadow falls over the beach. A giant hand reaches down from the sky and scoops you and your friends up, and the world turns dark. Continue.
Oh, so you don't react to that. Okay. So my story picks up. The whirlwind stops. You feel a sharp, chilly breeze because you're trapped in a human's fridge. Are you also trapped in a fridge?
No, I am not.
No? Okay. Get out ASAP before you get eaten. I'm gonna rally the veggie friends to push the door. Roll out! Miraculously, you made it out the fridge, but now you need to get out of the house. What's next? I'm gonna jump out the nearby window. Shoot, the window is stuck and won't slide open, so I'm gonna try using oil to loosen the locking mechanism.
Oh.
Sweet, the window slides open nicely. What?
Am I gonna have to take a picture, screenshot of every single one of these things?
I mean, you don't have to, because we're going through the whole story anyway.
Okay, continue.
Sweet, the window slides open nicely. I'm going to look for something to land on before jumping. And then.
Okay.
Well, let's see what happens.
Okay. As you and your friends regain consciousness, you realize you're in somebody's pantry. Hurry up and escape before the humans eat you. And I picked, how about we stealth our way out of the window instead? Shoot, the window is stuck and won't slide open. Try using oil to loosen the locking mechanism. Sweet, the window slides open nicely. Oh, I said jump out of the window with no hesitation. See ya.
Okay. Stepping through the exit transports you to the corn cosmos, and you're now in a corn rocket floating in space. What gadget are you going to tinker with to get back home?
I got the same thing.
So I'm going with the lever that takes you into hyperspace, or whatever they call it in the movies.
I did that too.
Buckle up, stars and green galaxies fly by as the corn rocket shoots off. And so I said, I recognize that constellation. It's Orion.
And I think I said, wow, this is beautiful.
I picked that one because I literally, every time I see Orion spell, I'm like, it's Orion spell. Okay. Where are we now? Asked one of your friends. What should you guys do next? And I'm going to look around for a map. There's surely one in the ship, right?
Oh, yeah, I have the same thing. What did you say? Where are we now? Asked one of your friends. What should we do? What should you guys do now?
Yeah.
And then I said, organize everyone and discuss a team plan.
Okay, so this might be different now. So, or maybe it's not. I don't know. After reading the rocket manual, your team has an idea for what buttons to press. Is yours like that? Okay.
But this is different from when I first. I think it's different from when I first.
You must have picked a different question.
I mean, I've taken it twice, so do I remember?
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I've gone for we should double check.
I said full send. Veggieville here we come. Veggieville, here we come.
Here goes nothing. As Link the Link reaches for the lever, Ollie the Onion yells, "Wait, I don't feel good about this. I'm really scared. What do? And so I said, re-explain the plan. See, nothing to be afraid of.
And I say, go over and comfort them.
I liked the option that was, it was me. I was the one. At last, you all pull the lever and blast off. The rocket halts and the corn husk store release. You're back in Veggieville. And now I'm going to throw up from the rocket sickness.
I think I did go to your favorite spot to unwind by yourself. I'm clicking it.
Last question. After a night of good rest, the next morning you go to a cafe and finally read that book. I've said.
So did I.
Okay. What is your veggie ID?
Green bean.
You still got green bean?
Yes, I still got green bean.
I got broccoli. So there's like a little card that pops up with like a little Pokemon card.
Yeah.
My strengths are good leader, comes up with the craziest, wackiest, best ideas. Weird bursts of courage. Weakness, too scared to ask their crush out and also delusional. Perfectionist tendencies, chronic case of bedhead. And then I've got quotes. Sometimes people just don't see my vision. And is everyone ready to go? And my alignment is lawful 40%, neutral 40%, chaotic 20%, good 80%, neutral 15%, evil 5%. My hidden talent is finding good in everyone, but then the good in is crossed off, so it just says finding everyone, including their ex. Peer reviews. Soft hands, says Garlic. Carried my team project, says Potato. I want to make a startup with Broccoli, but they're already working on one with Garlic, says Bok Choy. I'm finding most of this pretty accurate.
I got strengths. Never fail to make anyone laugh, fun to talk about, literally anything, and always down to help. Weakness, dramatic. That's regularly locks themselves out of car/apartment, and astronomically bad texture. That's not. I don't.
No, but the locking yourself out. Maybe not locking yourself out, but all of us are forgetting.
Yeah, forget.
Like, go into the forget.
Yeah, forget. And then in quotes it says, "BRB, I'm gonna get a snacky, and do it for the plot." So alignment, I got lawful 55%, neutral 0%, chaotic 45%, good 70%, neutral 20%, evil 10%, hidden talent, Dance Dance Revolution Beast. Pure review, absolute clown, says Bok Choy. Remember when someone ran over Green Bean with a lawnmower? That was hilarious, says Jalapeno. Yeah, that's...
I don't think yours is as accurate.
Yeah, I don't know how they did that, but the neutral is 0%. I don't really understand that. Okay, that was fun. Let's see who you guys get. What other kind of veggies?
What other vegetables are there? Yeah,
totally random.
Right.
Okay,
Anyway.
and fun.
FOs?
Yes. Do you have one?
Yeah.
Yes, you have an FO.
It's more knitting.
Oh, that's right.
My Lento sweater.
Yay.
It's done.
Why are you not wearing it?
I thought about wearing it, but then I was like, no, it'll give it away. So.
Nice.
I don't really have that much else to say about it because I've been working on it for so long. But I think the one thing I need to do is
weave in ends.
No, I already weaved in the ends, but I need to get some new yarn and just like tidy up. I don't even know if I have to actually. Just because, so when I was doing the short rows, there was a few times where I was like tinking back, but then I reached like the end of a short row and obviously like
you didn't know what to do. Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, I didn't know how to fix that. So there's like slightly bigger gaps by the collar. So I might just need to go back and just.
Is it in the back or the front?
I already did that.
Is it in the back or front?
I think it was in the front.
Oh.
Maybe I already did it because it looks fine. It looks okay. But yeah, so it's
yay! Done. Looks great.
It's in time for cozy season.
It's very cozy looking.
Yeah, I think after this, and then like my crocheted one, I need to like take a chill pill with the like alpaca mohair, double-stranded stuff. So,
do you have anything that you is kind of like in hibernation right now?
Yes, I have my resilience cowl.
What does that look like? It's not in our show notes.
Have I talked about that?
It sounds familiar. I don't know if you talked about it in the podcast.
I made some Instagram, like some TikToks about it, so I thought I did. But that's kind of, I haven't. The same. Yeah, I just.
Yeah, this is kind of the problem with. I'm only seeing you once a month, and I'm seeing Emily once a month. On the podcast, so it's harder for me to remember stuff. Yeah.
Let's not talk about the stuff that's hibernating. You know what's hibernating? My C2C Christmas.
Oh, I mean, I have my Yale cardigan, but I'm picking that up again. Actually, I was supposed to pick that up again today when I finished this
Stupid
stupid stocking. But now that I have to redo it, I won't be picking it up. I'm hoping to finish it by February. I have I have two FOs. I have two FOs. I left one over there. Hang on. Okay. A baby sweater.
Oh,
It's huge. It's humongous.
Oh yeah, real huge.
I mean, it's for him.
at
It's
the moment,
huge.
you mean?
Yeah, it's called the Crozon. 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 It's French, and it's supposed to be like a nautical sweater with white and blue
it's just more
stripes. Yeah, more stripy, but this is just a yarn and a half. They were these bits were mini skeins, so I wasn't sure, how. So I did color blocks instead.
When you were talking to Emily, you had started the yellow, but I guess you decided to take that out.
Yep, and I had plenty of yarn, plenty of the dark color yarn to finish it off and for the sleeves. And this is it's just a basic raglan pullover.
I was gonna say
it's not very
so
fancy.
Is this
yeah. But I suppose like I could do the math, and I need like a Quinton size sweater to not sweater, like a pullover to be able to like figure out how.
Well, he'll be able to wear it at some point.
Yeah.
Whether it's cold enough at that some point.
He'll be in Boston over Thanksgiving week. It'll still be big on him though. So that's this. It's really cute for my cutie pie.
Yes.
And then another one, which I didn't even throw in the notes because I didn't really use a pattern. I just did. I made a hat. It's a stripy hat. And it
Iron brew.
or as Madeline says, Perry the Platypus colors.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just a stripy, slouchy
teal and oil
hat. It's for a boy who is, he's technically a man because he's 18 now, or turning 19, for his freshman year in college, and he goes to Coastal Carolina, which the colors are teal and bronze, and this is the closest I can get to bronze. It looks very orange on screen. Okay, it's not quite as orangey in real life. So yeah, this is for a boy that I used to babysit, and
it's also not actually technically iron brew colors because it's not iron brew's not teal, it's blue. But I feel like when people are being all artsy about iron brew, they'll often make it
teal.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's just there's no pattern. I just kind of winged it. I did do a tubular cast on. So there's that. But when I was making it, because I was in Florida, was I in Florida? Yes, I was in Florida. Finished it up in Florida, and Emily kept saying, "It's so big, it's so big," when it was still on the needles, and I'm like, it's because it's supposed to be slouchy. They like to wear their hats slouchy, and I think his head is pretty big. It's certainly bigger than mine. And
could you wear it as if you put it when you first brought it out? I'm like, is it a beret?
Can I wear it as a beret?
Not quite. Almost not quite.
But no, it's not too big. His head is definitely bigger than mine. I've seen the pictures. He's huge.
Yeah.
And he's got lots of curly hair. So this is for, we still call him Baby Henry, but he's not a baby anymore. So those are my two FOs. And I am eager to go back to my knitting, my selfish knitting after this thing. Though this is for myself though. The shawl, the brioche shawl, but it's that one is harder. I I have to be in the right mindset because of the lace weight, and then also lighting has to be good. And
you're not gonna like pick it up and do like a row.
I can do like a purl row. I can pick it up and do a purl row, but not the knit row. So, or the increase decrease rows. So I have to pay attention to the chart. And that is all I have. And we do have an announcement. What?
Yeah.
Did you
I'm going to Rhinebeck.
Yay! Did you almost forget?
No.
We are going to Rhinebeck. Tell people why we're going to Rhinebeck.
Okay. I've announced it like on Merit channels and stuff, but I was invited by Merit Bookstore, who run the sort of like bookstore component at Rhinebeck. So in one of the buildings, there's like a bookstore section, and so they bring lots of like craft titles, whether that's like actual, pattern books or novels that are somewhat related to crafting in some way. And yeah, so they have like different tables of authors doing like author signings. So I'm going as a sort of, quote unquote author there with my magazines. So we'll be selling issue 7 mostly, but I'll have back issues as well. And for anybody in the States, the magazines will be priced in US dollars, and it'll be cheaper to buy it there than buying it from the website and paying for shipping from the UK to the US. So even though like I think I can't remember right off the top of my head how much we've decided to price it. It is, it's a decent amount, but it's more than £25. But that's because the sort of like shipping was
included in that,
because obviously I had to ship all that stuff over.
Well, your retailers that carry your magazines, US retailers.
Yeah, if you buy a stockist, buy from a US stockist, the price would be around what they sell it for, because same with them, they obviously have to get it shipped all the way to the US, and shipping ain't cheap.
No, it's gotten more and more expensive. Yeah, I
was just looking at buying a stamp to I haven't actually sent my absentee ballot out, so I'm going to send it out tomorrow. It's fine. Yeah. Still have like a month. It's like £2.80 for a
wow. So I'm excited. So that's one of the reasons why I'm a little frazzled, because I'm leaving early. I'm leaving the weekend before the festival because I'm driving all the way to New Jersey, visiting with my family, and then picking you up from the airport and, driving up to Rhinebeck. So this is a working trip for us. It's not just fun and games, but we still get to
so come say hi, come find us. We'll be definitely in the bookstore area in the mornings, both days, Saturday and Sunday. And then the afternoons we'll probably be, wandering around and seeing.
And then there's the podcaster meetup.
You've said you're not going to buy any yarn. So.
There's the podcaster meetup at
1
o'clock on Saturday, I think. It's like, so we'll try and do that.
But yeah, if you see us, come.
Yeah, say hi. Get a button for me, because I ordered new buttons with our newer logo. And I'm super excited. I was like looking at yarns and stuff and looking at the vendors. I don't really feel the need. I mean, I might buy a couple of skeins of sock yarn, whatever, but I don't really think I'm gonna. Until I get there, I'm gonna be like, yarn! I want all the yarn.
Yeah, I feel like. Well, I guess I have my scrappy blanket, my scrap blanket. So like that's always a good thing. Where if I feel too overwhelmed and I don't know, well, I often will feel overwhelmed because I feel like I have to buy yarn for a project because I don't want to just like buy a single skein of yarn not knowing what to do with it. But I still feel like I want to buy something just like as a souvenir. Was like I went to this festival, and then being able to buy like minis is nice because then it can go into my scrap blanket.
Oh, what's that snap?
That snap was my chair.
Stop doing that.
It's really loud.
It is really loud in my ear. I jumped a little bit. Yeah, so I'm super looking forward to that. I am not looking forward to the drive. It's a 10-hour drive from my house to my mom's house, where we'll be staying there in that neighborhood. And yeah, I'm not looking forward to that, but it's got to be done.
Yeah. It'll be, I was looking at the weather looks, I mean, at the moment it's saying it's going to be like 70.
Oh, really? I thought when I looked yesterday, it said it was going to be in the 60s, like high 60s, 67.
The actual weekend of Rhinebeck, I was
Yeah, the actual weekend. But we're still...
Anyway, not to make anybody who can't go feel bad.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll be there. I'm sure, there'll be more famous people there, and I'll be like, I know that person. But then be too shy to say hello.
You're almost never too shy to say hello. I'm the one who's too shy to say hello.
All right.
Well, we'll leave it on that positive, good news. Okay. You can find the show notes for this episode and every other episode on our website, kcacypodcast.wordpress.com. You can also find us on Instagram at kcacypodcast. My personal Instagram is Allison here, and my mom's is upstate_bib. You can subscribe on YouTube or wherever else you listen to podcasts. You can join our Ravelry group. Just search for Keep Calm and Carry Yarn podcast in the groups tab. So, thank you for listening.
And remember to keep calm and carry yarn. Bye! See you at Rhinebeck.
Bye.